I'm pro social media because I like to send memes to my grandma, I like to keep connected with my friends, but most importantly, I think it's a useful platform and tool.
I didn't know what a trans guy was before I was on TikTok. I just thought I was like a masculine girl.
I have social media, but I don't use them. I kind of just have enough posts that doesn't make me seem like a loser.
But you still
I find it really toxic because everything's based off numbers. I just want to see how pro social media has helped their life because it hasn't really helped me as a person.
I'm a content creator on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. I'd say that I would make like $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
I'm anti-social media because...
Wait, what? A month? And she only has 300,000 followers on TikTok? A month? How much are you hold on. That are 30,000 times 12. 360,000 a year, okay? But if you're, that sounds like a big number, which it is. She's considered self-employed, so you probably got to tax it at about like a 40% tax bracket. It depends, right? Fuck me. Okay, hold on. What was the number? Oh my god, I just did it again. Okay, minus one. Let's just do 140. I mean, she's taking home like over $200,000 a year, which is pretty straight.
Because of the present algorithms in place.
So do you think Instagram is the most detrimental social media app?
No.
And that's after taxes, by the way.
TikTok is. Because it's manipulating their users and taking so much information from them, and they're showing that through the For You page, and people don't care.
Okay, but I don't think that really matters, though, because if you're putting yourself out there like that, then you are just... I mean, that's what you want to do. Like right now, I'm putting myself out here, and I'm just talking about everything that I want to talk about. I'm ready for all the backlash. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm ready for someone to talk shit about me, say what they want to say. But I mean, that's just what you prepare for. Like if you don't want to do social media, you don't have to. You really don't have to. You could be like the other girl said, just like post what you want. You know what I'm saying? Just have what you up there what you want. You don't have to post. You don't have to even be on it. Like I'm barely even on social media.
I'm 18 years old and I'm pro social media, and I love social media just because of the culture it brings.
Hi, I'm Phillips, plural. I am on the pro side and I just like to spread awareness.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm 16. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and a little bit of YouTube. And I am pro social media because it helped me meet a lot of other kids when I was struggling.
Yeah, see?
Hi, I'm Ella.
And you can tell he definitely does it.
And I'm anti-social media because I find it really toxic and competitive for myself.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm 18, and I am anti-social.
Honestly, Alex is living in the future. Everybody's gonna be looking all colorful. Like I'm telling you, bro. And you might look at him weird or something like that, but this dude, he's living in the future right now.
Social media, and I'm the CEO of a movement that works to kind of promote a healthier existence on social media.
My name is Emmy. I'm 16.
And that's good too, though.
I'm anti-social media because of personal experience and general anxiety.
I want the pro social media people to go on the left.
Wait, hold on. I want the pro social media people to go on. Okay, hold on. I thought they were asking him a question.
Read out the prompt. If you agree, step forward, and if you disagree, stay put. I spend more than 3 hours on social media daily.
Fuck yeah, dude. What the fuck? And I'm answering the question before they answer it, before they start walking. Hell yeah, I spend more than 3 hours. But is YouTube considered social media too? Like I will spend, man, is that a bad thing? What is good anymore? What is good anymore? Everything you fucking do is bad. So why not do something that you enjoy? Like literally everything you do is bad. You can run too much. You can exercise too much. You can eat too much. You can eat too less. You can sit down too much. You can walk too much. You can drink the wrong type of water. You know what I'm saying? Like drink it out of a plastic. Everything's gonna kill you. Everything's just fucked up for you. You might as well do what you want. It doesn't matter if it's 3 hours, 5 hours, 20 hours.
I find myself scrolling for hours when I'm bored, and I definitely get sucked in, and I can't stop.
For me, a lot of my school stuff got pushed to social media, all the clubs and orgs. Another one that's more personal to me is that keeps you in touch with your family. All my family's in Vietnam, so yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends are online, and I'm just like on their accounts, you know, like hyping them up or just like texting them on Instagram because I don't like to use regular text.
It's definitely my number one source of entertainment. I don't watch as much YouTube or Netflix, and I kind of just go through TikTok, and like that's what brings me joy.
Wait, is this
TikTok
is this Stripe Lady girl? Is she against social media? I think that's what it is.
easy.
Yeah.
Short
No, I think that
attention
dude
spans.
is. I don't know.
yeah.
I
You
forgot.
get sucked in, like you go on for like 30 minutes and then you're just there
Okay.
forever. And
I
then
know
you're
that
just
she
seeing it
is
all
a
the time.
pro.
But
Another dude
sometimes I
is.
spend more time comparing myself to others. Oh, I'm not getting that many likes, and it kind of brings me down.
But if I went on
Okay, whenever she just said that, like I'm just comparing myself to other, that's just all. That's all to do with like your insecurities. Like I mean, if you go out in like the real life, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the real life. And you're just like, and you're scared to talk to people or something like that, and you're just being, you're socially awkward. That's just all about insecurities. It's all about how you're raised. Does social media help with that? Honestly, it can help. It just depends on the type of person you are, what type of person you want to be. If you want to be quiet and not talk to anybody, you can do what the fuck you want. Like you can do what you want, guys. Like don't. That's and I understand. Like you know, you're seeing someone else up here and you want to be up here so bad. It's okay though. Like just watch them be up there. It's fine. Let them do it because they're having a lot of struggles up there too. I promise they are. And down here, I know you're having a lot of struggles, but honestly, they probably want to trade lives with you. So it's just everybody wants what they don't have, is what I'm saying. So just want what you want and have what you have.
on TikTok and I kind of just analyzed everyone and just was like trying to compare myself, then it would definitely bring me down. But just as a content creator, I just have the mindset of like, oh, this is what you make and maybe I can make it differently.
Prior to a movement I started called Log Off, I spent about 5 hours on social media a day, and it was to talk with my sister who was in college, but I also got really bad repercussions about my body. And
She said that she spent more than 5 hours a day on social media talking to her sister. I mean, obviously she was scrolling through TikTok, scrolling through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these things aren't bad. It's called social media for a reason. You're being social. It doesn't matter if it's through a screen. They did not have this 100 years ago. And if you gave them one of these devices and like say, hey, you can talk to this dude that lives in China. You know when you know your friend that you met in the army that he was fighting in the Korean War with you. Oh my, you can talk to him on Facebook now. You can make a video and send it to him on TikTok in literally a second. So it's just like they would love that. They would love that. People love the communication, but now it's just oversaturated, and there's a whole move against social media, which I can kind of get behind because you don't want people just sitting behind their phones all day, sitting behind desks all day. But like, what else is there to fucking do in life? Like, what else are you gonna do? We're all dying anyways. I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't know.
felt really terrible after scrolling. But you know, after I rethought,
Be healthy, I guess. Right? That's what they want to push. But honestly, that doesn't matter either. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what I'm saying. Just do what the fuck you want, basically.
about how I wanted to spend my time on there, it became much more productive. So I still spend time on like Instagram. It's just to like get a meme from my college sister or to like talk with friends that really bring me up.
I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, but like I never open the app like ever. I'm clearly not the skinniest and like I have alopecia, so I'm losing my hair and like I'll look on social media and like I'll see some like K-pop star and they're like a 00 with the longest hair on the planet and they're like like their skin is silk smooth. And when I
Insecurities.
take pictures, no matter what I do, you can see the whites of my scalp. So I don't take
It's all about just being confident. It's all about just being yourself and being confident. Be assertive. Like do it, talk about what you like. Do what you want to do. It doesn't matter what you like. It really doesn't. Someone is gonna bound to like the same thing. And you can share that with them. That's what social media is. Make a page about something you like. A TikTok nowadays. Like you can do whatever you want. I mean,
take photos, and because I don't take photos, I don't have anything to post. And 'cause
You
I
don't have to
anything
take
post,
photos.
I don't see a point in opening the app. Plus, I'd rather spend my time reading.
okay, if you
I
like
was
reading,
more,
then yeah.
meek and mild. I was just like, oh no, they're gonna comment I'm ugly.
You can
they're
also,
gonna-
guys, you can also read on social media. I mean, like that's another good thing. Reading a book obviously is different because it's a book, and that's just what we used to do back in the day, and that was their form of like entertainment, shit like that. I guess you could say, even some sort of like social media type way where they actually talk about the book. I don't know, whatever you want to say. But now you can even read a book online, and I'm sure there's places where you can read a book with people. You know what I mean? Like mean, probably not, but I probably just came up with the idea to do it. But I'm saying that exactly. It's just ways to come up with ideas, and it's ways to expand the humans.
Gonna hate on
Homo
it.
sapiens.
But then when TikTok started blowing up, one of my videos blew up, and I was just like, hey, they don't hate me. And I was just like, oh, okay, the confidence, it's coming in.
And I get 100 notifications a day from
See,
my
look at
besties
it,
saying,
bro. You see what he just said? Like he said he had the same things, and like you can tell man, it's just how whatever. But like, and he said I have the confidence now coming in because I made a video. I went out of my shell just a little bit. You don't even have to go out of your shell. He just did something that he thought was funny and something was cute. I mean,
I found this new video you would love, and I'll click on it occasionally, and I love the video because it's funny, it's short, and it like matches my personality. But it makes me really upset when like I FaceTime with my friend and she's scrolling through TikTok. It's really scary to see my friends kind of disconnect with me and just connect with these people they've never met.
okay, but I'm sorry. I love just like talking about everything. Right? She said that she doesn't like her whenever she's on FaceTime with her friend, and her friend says, or her friend's not. She's not saying anything. She's scrolling through TikTok. Right? She doesn't like that because she's being disconnected from like her right there. Like, why? So why are you holding your friend back? Like, if your friend wants to talk to other people, why are you saying like, oh my God, get off, just talk to me, just pay attention to me? Like, you guys can both be scrolling through TikTok and have a full ass conversation. Especially with us being younger now, we have all these like things where we're just bouncing all over the walls. Like we pay attention to everything now. But you could do both of them at the same time. I don't see a problem with that. I don't understand that. You know, I don't think being on your phone is rude either. I never thought that. And if you be on your phone, it's just because that's what you're comfortable with, and you can also still have a conversation with somebody on their phone, especially nowadays because humans can progress. We can pay attention to more things now. So, wait, hold up. What do you think is the misconception that promotes social? Okay, so she's just asking individual questions then.
That we're narcs and that we kind of hate social media like parents hate social media. I don't think they really know our stories and know why exactly we don't want to exist on the platforms in the way that they are.
I've had hurtful things posted
I
about
know
me,
you have-
and the thing about the
I know you
internet
have
is
stories.
it's there forever, and it's not like a word that was just said to me on the playground. It's something that's out there and other people can see.
Social media.
Okay, and what are you going to do about that word? Most people don't, like, let's say you're black, all right? And breathe. Let's say you're black, and someone called you the N-word. Like, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you just going to get off of social media forever because you've had that bad experience? Or you're just going to log off forever and say that it's bad? I mean, I understand that she didn't say that. I understand the time what she was, like, implying, where she kind of was implying, saying, like, someone put something out there and I didn't like it, and it's a bad connotation of me, you know? I mean, you don't have to own it. You can say there's so many different ways you can do it. You can either, honestly, you can own it and be like, yeah, fuck yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Go at them, whatever. You can not own it. Just don't even say anything back. Like, ignore it. You can block the person. You can talk to the person, see what happened. Like, if you want to go in that route, like, hey, why did you call me this? Like, and actually be civil with them. Like, debates are like the best thing for humans to have because we learn the most. So, I mean.
Makes you antisocial.
Yeah, because you feel like you're getting your
There
social
can be
on.
communities found within social media, but my personal experience with it, and from a lot of stories that I've heard through Log Off, is that a lot of kids have lost people because of social media. And I think that that constant mindless scrolling allows you to kind of go into this bubble and just hunker down and to not really talk with people.
I know a bunch of kids that like don't know how to communicate outside of like an emoji or like outside of like a picture, or like only have one picture face, and like will repeatedly take the same, like we'll stop everyone in the friend group to pick a wall and just sit there and pose and take 100 photos and stand there and wait and be like, no, take one more.
I definitely like would base like entire friend groups to hang out and just take pictures. Like, we wouldn't communicate, it would just be pictures just to post on Instagram. And then I would find myself that like we didn't even connect when we were hanging out. It wasn't quality time because
Yeah.
I feel like, oh, I have to get that perfect
I
photo
can get
of all,
behind this.
all of us looking
Only
like
this
we're having
because,
fun.
I mean, if you want people to be more social outside of social media, then that's just how it is. But honestly, this is where our world is heading. Excuse them. I'm sorry, they're being loud upstairs. But all right, 1, 2. Anyway, see, this is why I need to move up. But they bother me. Humans just bother me. But anyways, even with the Facebook metaverse coming out that Mark Zuckerberg announced, that's gonna be like how Ready Player One is. You know, everybody loves that movie. That's a good ass movie, and that's gonna be how our life is basically. And it's gonna turn to like we are so antisocial now that now we're gonna make these social media platforms like Metaverse. It's like the most social thing. You get what I'm saying? And you could be whoever you want to be. And if you meet them in real life, they might be a little bit antisocial, but people will be more social. They'll be able to express themselves more in that world. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's pros and cons to everything, honestly. And either we keep living in the past or we just go ahead and accept the future and just try to make the best out of it. That's just how I see it. So
Even if we're not, I just need to get that so I can post it.
After a while, you feel the pressure and everything. People start being people and they're just empty profile pictures. People will come to me and they won't know my name. They'll go by my screen name. And then I'm just
I
like,
have a hair appointment
am
at
I
2:45.
I like
My
to
barber.
ask questions in comments and ask like, oh, where'd you get that? Or, like, what hair dye did you use? Or something like that, because I think it's a lot more engaging. Or I like to, sometimes I'll make my posts, I'll make it a question, like the caption.
And it's also like a form of identity control, right? I mean, like you don't want to be like people judge you based off what you look like immediately. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to like change your appearance in real life, but online, obviously, he's changing what people see of him right now. Like immediately, you see this person, you judge him. Like most people judge him. I try my hardest not to judge people, and I didn't judge him because I've been around like a lot of extra people, and that's just how it is honestly nowadays. And especially if you use social media, people they're just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's honestly really cool to see. It really is. I love seeing the human race is like advancing and seeing the future. Like every generations are literally it's every year now. And like they were thinking about generations like every 100 years, but like the world is moving so much faster now, especially with social media. You just have to keep up. Like just go ahead and keep up with it, guys. I mean,
I like to interact with like a lot of my followers.
It's hard to
through
keep up.
comments because I'm uncomfortable,
yeah.
messaging them personally. It's good to like interact with the people that support you.
But what would you say to like bigger influencers like Kylie Jenner or like Kim Kardashian that can't have that interaction via the comments?
Yeah, and then Alex, some people just don't even reply to you. They'll just double tap, like the message.
Going off what you said about like making real human connection, have you ever like
There's
looked
pros
into,
and cons to
social media
everything.
accounts that like promote that?
I think Alex had a
Because
good
I don't know if you
argument.
guys know, We're Not Really Strangers. If you guys know them, they have a card game. You don't know. Okay, so it's basically a card game where you have perception, analysis, and then reflection, and then you just have conversation like, or how are you really, or if how like what would you name the chapter of this in your life, and then boom, we're in a 20-minute conversation that like she feels really low and she's trying to change, and then and I would have never thought that if this social media account
Exactly.
didn't push me or didn't encourage me to have deeper conversations.
I'm telling you, social media helps things too, guys. Like it's not just all negative. I mean, I know I probably sound pro social media. I don't even use social media. Like I really don't. Except for like YouTube. And I'll get on Facebook and I'll scroll through like random shit, and then obviously I guess Twitter. Yeah, Twitter's like a news platform though, kind of. But it's really filtered now, so it's kind of like I don't really like to read a lot of the shit on there. But then again I do anyways. But I just get their opinion and I still know my opinion and I move on. And if I ever agree with somebody, honestly, I probably wouldn't even like their stuff because it's just like they say something else I don't like. I mean, I have my own opinions and I usually post my own opinions sometimes. So whatever. Anyways,
Agree,
I'm all
but
over the
I
place,
think
I
the
know.
issue is with the algorithm in place. Like that's not popping up on my feed. Like I don't know
Right.
that those exist, and because it's so expansive, and because there's so much hollowness and mindless scrolling. Like I've never found that. If I found that, I would have loved that.
With the algorithm
It's a
and the fact that you
universe.
never see those things. Like I always feel like we're on a whole different
metaverse.
side of TikTok than you are, and all it takes is just to look up like deep conversations on the internet. There would have been a Vogue article about We're Not Really Friends, and then you would have looked it up, So in order to change your algorithm, you just have to change the things that you're looking for.
But don't you think maybe like the algorithm in place is what's making it so dangerous? Because it's like they're pumping out these really terrible kind of like content videos, but also you've got like the attention economy where they're like
they
fighting
have to
get
pump
your
out
information.
stuff so that's what people watch. Like if you go on TikTok, you don't get recommended stuff because TikTok puts that out. I mean, obviously sometimes it's conspiracies, whatever, but sometimes you'll get videos of people just have like 10 likes. or like a couple likes, not no likes. Sometimes it depends how much you use the app. Like they will honestly, if you use the app a lot, they'll give you a bunch of new videos on there. People just, because they want you to, they want your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. I mean, so
Information to
I think it's honestly it could be pretty good. I mean, I feel like they're saying a lot of bad things about it. And every time someone says something good, it's just immediately shot down with like, no, you're not right because then it does this and it does this. Like, you're never going to be right on social media.
then give to people to put ads in your feed that you won't notice.
Even if you're not on social media, it's gonna do that anyway. Like if you're searching anything up, like if you're searching something up on Safari and you go onto your computer onto Chrome, the ads will probably be the same.
Right.
It's
It's
just
just the internet.
It's just technology.
Right.
I sat down here saying that social media makes people
Money.
antisocial, but hearing Alexa and Alex speak, it makes me remember that social media isn't just the whole TikTok scene. It's also schools. There's clubs and stuff. I've made a couple new friends from social media because they live in Ventura. I live in San Diego.
Exactly.
So I don't think it's necessarily just the whole big fame thing. There's also the smaller groups. Yeah,
Good.
I'd like to say social media changed my life. I'm more confident. I actually think about what I wear. I used to just roll out of bed, grab what's near. I do see how social media can be bad, but I like to think of it in a positive light.
I have been bullied on social media.
It's going to happen. If you're trying to be up and coming, you're going to get people hating on
I know you guys remember like those Musical.ly days. I feel like that was my biggest bullying because it's like it's just like entering a whole different society. It's just like when you're going out, you're making videos. You don't really know what you want to post or what you want to do or what you want to look like. So it is going to be cringy at first and it's not going to be great.
Musically was definitely a dark time. More recently, I did have a hate account on Instagram. They told me to kill myself and told me that because I was upset about my pet dying that I should kill myself and that I was ugly and that I looked like a clown. And yeah, I really, really, really let it get to me for a long time. But then I realized, they're only making fun of me because I'm giving them attention about it. So I just had to block them from all my accounts and block all
That's
the
the
people
main
they
thing.
were
Like,
following.
if you just don't give people trying to bully you attention, just think about it like you're in high school. And honestly, it's easier to run away from the social media. Like, I remember Tyler the Creator making a comment saying what is even cyberbullying? Like, just log off and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just block them. Like, you can't do it in real life. Remember that shit when you were actually getting punched in this is for the 80s and 70s, right? When you're actually getting punched in school by a bully or just someone's wedging you and stuff like that, shit that actually physically hurts you. And I know words can hurt, whatever, but then again, you're like, oh my God, this person did call me ugly. They think I'm fat. They think, my red hair is stupid or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, saying they want to kill you and shit like that. Well, one of them is like a threat. Like, they want to kill you. Like, I'll take it as a threat. Like, bitch, come kill me. You know what I'm saying? But if you're calling me ugly, just oh, I mean, that's just how you feel. Okay. I mean, I'm, you're not attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight fire with fire, but anyways, yeah, you could just log off, is what I'm saying. Like, there's no
And
cyberbullying.
blocked all the people that were following them, and then I just had to stop looking. And if I don't look at it, then I don't know what they're saying.
Right.
And honestly, I feel like bullying is just becoming less of a thing. And I feel like it won't be as prominent. It's gonna turn into obviously cyberbullying more and more, especially with the metaverse type of stuff. But when someone says something about somebody, usually joking. I feel like everybody has friends now. Like, everybody has friends, even on social media. You have friends.
thing. It's just once you stop looking into it, you just stop feeding the fire and it will die eventually because you just don't even pay it no mind.
I don't have a big following, so it's mostly people I know. Usually it's TikToks, and it's not with my name in it, but you can tell that it's implied towards me. And I try not to comment, but there's some points where they're coming out and saying completely false things about me. Posting and hating on someone through the internet is completely different from in person because it's there forever. You don't have control over that because it's up to them to delete it.
So I have had rude comments been made about me, but I've never been heavily cyberbullied because
Or you're
I
about
don't
to
really
get
have a
bullied
big
out the
following.
ass. You probably should have sat down. I mean, now you're about to feel the wrath
and
of
because of
social
the
media.
community that I'm in. I've just read
Don't
hundreds
bully
of
her.
stories about kids who like felt like they wanted to kill themselves because of the rude comments they were getting. And I just remember like there were nights when I would cry and I'd be so upset because I couldn't really do anything about it.
My cyberbullying experience, the first like big one, I was in like this like dance team, right? And I was the shortest kid, the fattest kid, and like one of like 3 Asians. So I clearly stuck out no matter what I did. And you know, like after practice, like all the girls would like do that like 2014 like ass out like titties and like the duck face thing pose. One day, like one of them like invited me to take the photo with them, and I thought like this was the only way you could pose on Instagram. So like I did it, and then they took the photo and they were all like laughing and they started uploading it. I didn't know why. Over like the next 2.5, 3 years, they would continuously like bring me into the photo. Like I would never just go up. They'd always ask me, hey, do you want to be in the photo? Do you want to be in the photo? So I felt like I was being included. But when I like got a phone and when I got an Instagram and when I started following like my fellow dance team members, I would look at their Instagrams and like from the beginning, it's photos of me. They'll zoom in on me and they'll be like, look at that fat thing, that fucking monster. Like, is it trying to pose? Like, what does that thing think it is? Like, do they think they're cute? I was in like fucking elementary school.
Well, that's
Like,
not
I
actually
don't-
social media then. Like you're surrounding yourself with bad people. And if you actually use social media to your advantage, I'm sorry for what happened, Ziva. But if you actually use social media to your advantage and like, you know, find new friends, like literally Reddit, anonymous. You know what I'm saying? You can be anybody on fucking Reddit. You can be anybody on social media, like, period. But obviously don't use someone else's picture or whatever. But it doesn't matter what you look like, is what I'm saying. You can have friends, play video games. Like, I mean, if you want to escape from reality, this is the best way to escape from the actual people. People are assholes, but people on the internet, nice. I mean, people are in real life. Everybody just genuinely nice. They just love to take out shit on other people. That's just how it is.
I don't know how to deal with myself. Like, I barely know how to open a peanut butter jar, and you expect me to know how to deal with people calling me it and like a monster, you know what I mean?
Social media can cause young people to hurt themselves.
Anything can cause young people to hurt themselves. Anything. It's not just social
Instagram,
media.
TikTok, everything is the highlight reel. My Instagram, I'm not gonna post the ugliest picture of me. When I scroll through my friends, in the back of my head, I should know that's the same for them. Yet I'm like, they look so pretty. Why do I not look like that? And I think for younger generations, it's really scary that they're gonna have to deal with this.
I have this one photo that's so vivid in my memory, and like I'm at like an aquarium and I'm leaning against like one of the fish tanks, and my dad and my brother are next to me, and I'm like half my brother's height, my face just sagging, my body, like my clothes don't fit on me, and I'm like, at that time I didn't realize how depressed I was and how much these dance photos were ruining me. That's kind of when I knew like social media is not something I like, I'm not safe here, you know? And so an excuse I can make for not pleasing people online is that I don't use it, and then I'll be okay.
The bad thing about social media is
No,
like,
I'm gonna let you finish, but no, I mean, that shit is real. Like when I was younger, like I know I'm probably not like an ugly person. Like I know I'm not, but I still have a lot of insecurities. But literally, my whole childhood growing up, I weighed like the most I weighed was like almost 240, 250 pounds. And imagine that on like a 14-year-old, it's like 16-year-old kid's body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was bullied a lot. Like, I was bullied a lot. And I mean, then again, I made a lot of good friends. There's a lot of nice people. There's so many nice people. There's so many mean people everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. People are mean, and it's okay. It's fine. It happens. But we're also, I mean, we also can help each other like a lot. It doesn't matter. Like, I turned to Xbox when I was younger, when I was big and fat. I didn't want to do anything. I mean, that was my problem though. Like I realized like this is my problem, and people are bullying me, which is fine though because you know you can say what you want. Actually, that wasn't fine. Every time I took a picture of my family, like you said, she took a picture of her brother. My brother was like tall, skinny, like lanky, like he was attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He always had the girls talking to him. I never had any girls talking to me. Like I didn't have my first girlfriend until I was like 17. Or actually, no, I lied. I had a girlfriend when I was like 12 or something like that. But yeah, we don't even count that. But I don't know. I'm just saying, like, but that's no excuse though to bash on social media. That wasn't social media's problem. That's your problem. I mean, mm, if you're fat and you can lose the weight, like I'm saying, and you can lose it, then that's obviously like something that you need to do. You want to you want to do. If you want to lose weight, you don't even have to lose weight. Being fat means it's healthy too. It's also healthy. Just think about that. Back in the day, when people were fat and overweight, they were considered the most wealthiest and the most like richest in life and everything like that, and actually ones that had more energy. So, you know, it's the pros and cons of everything, guys, and it's just how you look at things. That's all I'm trying to say. And all because you grew up with a bad childhood doesn't mean the rest of your life has to be bad. So.
If you have a bad friend in real life and your mom's like, avoid them, don't be next to them and stuff, but on social media you almost can't avoid them. And I feel like that's where like a lot of kids can get hurt because they comment rude things on your things, or
I
they
feel like
don't
you
share
can't
the same
avoid them
opinions,
more,
and
though.
those friends are horrible, you know?
I don't know how Tumblr is now because I don't go on it, but there are a lot of like self-harm pages and eating disorder pages with like ideas to make yourself lose weight. There's so much of that on Tumblr that I had to get off of Tumblr, and I think that definitely will hurt kids now and in the future.
I just couldn't imagine being like 10 or 11 or 12, just being so young and looking through this and taking all these suggestions in. I'm 18 now, like I go through it and I know better, but I feel like you could get seriously hurt when you're young.
I don't know. I feel like the more generations coming out, and like we have people that are adults and like teenagers, whatever, young adults using social media, so we know what on social media can be filtered out, like what's bullshit and everything like that. And you're telling your young generation like, hey, obviously, yeah, that's bullshit. Like if someone's making you cry on social media, and then if someone's making your kid cry on social media, and they tell you about it, they show you like the comment or whatever, be like, oh yeah, they're assholes or something. They look at their picture just like, I mean, you can send them a message, you could do whatever. Like, you can even, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. I guess yeah, someone's calling your kid like ugly and shit like that, man, I'll be on their ass, especially on social media. But it don't matter though. You can do what you want. That's all I'm saying. Don't fucking call a kid ugly, fat.
Yeah, I'll just play back on what you said about how little kids don't know better. I saw a hack where it was like scoop ice cream and it said microwave the spoon. Most children wouldn't know. And yeah, in cases like that, it does hurt me to be pro social media. But social media, I think it was always more intended for more discretion.
Like I have this friend named Jessie Page, and she is very, very like pro body positivity and like pro like mental health, like really like I want to get better. That's why I keep all my posts up, because I want people to be able to go back and look. I wasn't on T for 3 years, when I was out, like I was fully out and like fighting for myself to start hormones. My friend Jessie too, she also puts before and after. She always puts like, this is the real me.
Do you think social media has changed your life?
100%. I don't think I would be the person I am if it wasn't for social media.
You're making
I first
money
came
off of
out
this
on
shit.
TikTok, and my parents didn't even know. That's how they found out, actually.
Children under the age of 13 should
It's not an
not
age
be
thing.
allowed on social media.
Like I just said, it doesn't matter how old you use social media, it's fine. Our brains are growing faster.
Well,
every generation.
it's kind of funny because I talk to a lot of organizations with Log Off.
I know
and their main
I have like a deeper meaning to it, but like it's not an age thing. It's not. I mean,
point that they try to get across is that they're trying to advocate for kids to get cell phones and technology and social media at an older age. And years ago I would have said, that's really stupid. That's like the drug talk. Like, don't do drugs, don't be on social media. I'm not gonna listen to that. But then after years of kind of self-reflection, I wish someone would have said, you don't need Instagram to have a social life.
If I go back to like my 13-year-old self and like I didn't have all the experiences I had and I just kind of knew like, oh, it's a good place, I would be posting God knows what, right? Kids are dumb. And if you give kids a platform to do whatever they want, they're gonna be dumb.
There's no educational
well,
advocacy
what if
out
they?
there
What if
to
that
actually-
kid that posts something stupid? Like, what if you're a kid, right, and you don't have a lot of money, and your kid posts something stupid and makes like $20,000? What are you gonna say then? What if your kid just like got into like a jar of peanut butter and just like wrote it all over its face, and then just like had like a little TikTok on it? I mean, just doing something stupid, like crunchy peanut butter, whatever, fucking some, doesn't matter. And they just got a bunch of views and they got a bunch of followers. And now every time they do lives, they get $1,000 every time they do lives. Like I see it all the time on TikTok. I mean, I'm not saying it's just for money and shit like that, but like people are learning how to do things and just how to like manipulate. and take control. Like it's bad, it's good. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Allow for that to happen. And when they are there, it's this older teacher who like has a completely different outlook on social media because they never existed in an age where it was your life.
You know, I just feel like it's just unrealistic. When I was 13, I was fully on social media, making videos every single day. So I just feel like, if anything, it helped me more when I was 13. Like, it really allowed me to just know what things were and not be so, what is going on? Like, you know, not knowing a lot of things.
Because like I was on social media at like 11 years old. Like I was a child
Right.
and on social media. And my dad told me, he was like, you know, but you're also trans and you're also like LGBT, you know, you need to be able to meet people because your bubble that you would know
Yeah.
of trans people would be 0.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Exactly.
I think we're
I
underestimating.
don't mean to cut this dude off, but like exactly what Alex said. Like people around him did not like probably weren't the same as him. Like because I mean where he lived or whatever. But on social media, they're all around you. You know what I mean? Like they could live right down the block too, but like you would never have known because you just had insecurities like that. It's different ways. All right, we know this though.
Children, they're relentless. We put an age limit on Instagram or an age limit on like an adult type website. They're still gonna get
They're
through
still
it.
gonna
I didn't have
they're
social
still gonna
media. I
get
was
on
probably
that
like
shit.
the last couple people out of my like friends because my mom knew the restrictions and how the things that are on the internet is you can't control what other people are posting and you can't control what your kids are seeing. But I believe that like other kids mature at different ages and we can't really restrict certain people from going on this platform when it's public.
It's difficult because I do think what you said is true, where if I was 13 and someone said, you have to be 13 to get on this app or like you have to be older, I would have lied about my age. And I know there are millions of kids like that are like, break the system and would like put in a different age.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. With any problem, you can't just take the problem and move it over here.
Exactly.
It's all about the education. It should be a class, like how sex ed is. There should be like tech ed. you
Like
know?
computer lab days exist. Like was that just my school? Like there were computer lab days or
we were
something.
on-
Where we
Like-
just practice typing
Right,
now.
where you practice typing. Well, like instead of just practicing typing, practice how to not be an idiot online and like how to like learn and understand like the harm of it. Because like if I had that education, I know that like I would have like at least braced myself for it.
Once COVID kind of hit, I realized like I need social media or else I can't like find anyone.
But
know
I
some
feel like
people
she
that
uses
kinda
social
think, like,
media.
when I say that I don't use social media a lot, they're like, "Oh, do you think you're cooler than us because you don't need
Well,
like
what do you
social
do
media
then?
validation?" But it's more like I'm afraid of if I search for that validation that I'm not gonna get it.
You'll get it.
Media has educated me more than my school has.
Hell to the fucking yeah, it has. School
I know
taught
all
me
schools, they don't
literally.
talk about some deep topics that social media brings
I
to
don't know,
light
yeah.
and it teaches you.
I
and
know
teaches you how to
in
get-
school I learned more from on social media than like whenever I was in school, like in high school, middle school, whatever. I mean, I know you could say I was distracted or whatever, but like, I don't know. Honestly, I love classes. I love learning about history and science and all that shit, but it was always like a cap out. Like, I mean, the highest you basically get, even in college, they fucking just teach you biology. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to start off in biology for your basics, anyways. So it's just like, I mean, you already know what a fucking flower does. You already know what a mitochondria does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what an ecosystem is. And it's like, it just kind of makes you numb to actually wanting to learn information. Because if they actually switched it up and, made it a little bit more interesting and like progressed, it's just like, it would have been different, but everything was just rehashed. It was always the same thing. Like, if I was to go back in the science class and then, like, I don't even need, like, I just take a test. I'll just take a fucking test, like, randomly, 100. I bet I'll make, like, an 80 on it, 90. If I cared enough. I mean, I don't know.
through it and how to do
I'm just
it
too
without
steep for
talking to your
everything.
family if you are uncomfortable and without talking to the school because sometimes schools don't have that education in place.
My teacher told everyone that RuPaul's Drag Race was a good example of trans people. Of course, like, I got in trouble for like correcting him or whatever, but it was like I could not let him spread fake information like that because those are not trans people, those are drag queens, and that is a totally different topic. I'm very far in my transition for 16, and social media definitely helped me
16.
a lot.
Yeah. And then the fact that you even got in trouble for that shows that school is at like, they're lacking.
Personal experience is how you learn the most. You go on social media and there's someone talking about this eating disorder, this depression that they went to. It's just someone actually talking to a camera, giving you real advice that a school really could never do.
People will open
wanna-
up better when it's just like right now. Like, I mean, people do better by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they'll open up more by themselves, especially talking to a camera. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like what she said, but like trying to do it in front of like a class and opening up, like you can do that too, but a lot of people can't do that. I mean,
preface it with I am kind of like I'm very lucky. The school that I go to, Altamont, is like a private school in Alabama, and they're very, very good with kind of integrating these conversations into the academic dialogue. I totally agree with everything y'all have said. I've learned how to rainbow loom, and I've done a bunch of different things on social media, but I've also looked up like election, and there's been misinformation after misinformation, and with COVID. So for y'all that answered, how do you kind of outweigh like the chance to learn a bunch of new things with also the chance of seeing a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily true?
I think you just have to look for credible
it-
websites. I mean, it's just like when you're doing an essay, you
no,
wouldn't.
I'm gonna go ahead and talk. I heard saying like, you know, obviously you're gonna find a bunch of misinformation everywhere, social media, just like how you find misinformation from literally someone else in your classroom. I mean, someone can make up anything, and social media is a great place to make up anything. And honestly, you should be able to take. There's really trusted news sites that you can just, like read something, watch a video. I mean, we have videos now, so that's even better. Like, if something is like doesn't sound true, like someone's article, if there's a video of it, you can make your own, you know, assumptions of what happened, analysis. That's what happened, you know. And it's just there's every argument that they have, it doesn't really make any sense against social media. Like it's growing, and it could be good for humans, like as we have covered.
Believe. I mean, just feel like blogs, any of that kind of stuff. It is easy to get a lot of misinformation, but it's also easy to see that this information.
Imagine if there was no video for what happened to George Floyd, or like the Kyle Rittenhouse, or I mean, like there was no video for Trayvon Martin, and then see how long that case was spread out, and see like, it was just there's no video for it. I don't know. If there was a video for that, obviously everybody had their assumptions, and we would have actually saw what happened. But or even like whenever, I mean, back in the day when all that other shit happened, like they've been solving shit for years. You know, I mean, cold cases, or whatever. But I don't. It's just
Like, but what about like a young kid that can't really discern that? Because I feel like that's the danger.
My dad actually put the Washington Post and the New York Times on my phone so that I would look at it more, so I would get the notifications. You know, all I had to do was put it on my phone.
There have been times when I've disagreed with what the teacher said, and that is true. But I also think that with social media, with the algorithm in place, it's harder to discern.
I disagree with you just because I feel like as kids we look up to our teachers for the right answers, and if they are like providing like a biased answer, we're getting the wrong information.
If you've taken a political science class, there will be times where the teacher's own political beliefs might make the learning biased. So comparable to social media, it's about the same.
Yeah, but I think it's more dangerous on social media because I agree it is very dangerous in the classroom, especially when you look up to teachers. With the algorithm, they don't have that humanity to actually discern like, oh, this is an article about how masks aren't important. So like, but I'm gonna pump that out.
But I would
get the
disagree,
Wall Street
I would
Journal
disagree with you
and
for
read
that
something.
exact reason because it's just one human, one way of life, one perspective, one thought, you know. But at least when you go on social media and you put up Trump, it's gonna come up both sides of the story. You know, and it's up to you to differentiate and read it and see, okay, this comes from this credible website and this is coming from a blog on Wikipedia.
What if we're talking about like just a straightforward thing like math, science, or English? Sometimes you can get like a cruddy teacher and they won't really teach you that well. You just type that into social media, they'll ring it
See,
right up
I've
for
never
you.
I've never actually been helped by a math teacher. I mean, photo math was the only thing that helped me. I mean, and it's not even like it only gave me the answers. I mean, you scrolled up and it
how
literally
to
showed
do
you
it?
step by step what it does, and you
it
look for the
does
reasoning. Here's the reasoning.
exactly, bro. It's instead of all the filtered bullshit. Exactly. I mean, I understand like you may have to make your mind think critically, but like, if this is an easier way to solve things, why are we not just going ahead and solving these things? And then you can like, I understand it makes you think like less critically, but your brain will still think critically about things. It's just what humans do.
And sometimes if I have a lot of trouble with like an assignment or something, I'll actually like post a picture of it and I'll be like, hey, like I am really bad in this subject. Every single time people do message me and help me out, or like will comment and be like, hey, like actually this is what you're doing wrong and this is how you do it right.
Society would thrive more without social media.
For For me, on a macro scale, I think there are some really troubling signs that social media is
Okay,
kind of
but like, how are you
unwind-
going to communicate though? Like, I just don't understand. Like, let's say you get rid of social media, they're getting rid of everything. Like, so what kind of communication tool do you have? Texting? I mean, then you're just gonna have big ass groups of people that are texting and they're sharing, like, I mean, their own social media. I mean,
society and humanity in the sense of like the democracy debate. Governments can use social media to then kind of undermine elections. And I think those are bigger
know, but
issues
you
when you
have to
look at the
take
macro
everything-
scale. But again, on the micro scale, there are
Like,
so many different people in the world
oh
that
my
will thrive
God.
with it.
I know other people that are like me. I think I would thrive more without social media because I compare myself and I look for those likes and look for those comments on my posts. And I feel like if I didn't have that concern, my
That's
mental
you,
health and my
Emma.
self-love and self-image would be so much better if I didn't see all this stuff on the internet.
A part of me wants to ask for like a,
think that's her name. I don't
definition
know.
for like thrive, because like, are we talking about like us as like a human
Yeah.
race, or like people individually? Instagram and things can like put like make you have poor body image and this that, but also like in the case of like Alex, you know, it helps him, you know, meet other trans people and understand that like he isn't alone, right? And so it's such a general question with so many variables that like you
Yeah.
can't just like put one answer down.
Yeah, you need
it's
to-
so case by case.
You need to know if it's on the micro or macro scale.
And you know, like Alex is a following that is a lot of other trans kids that are looking for other trans kids. And if Alex just went MIA for a month, people would panic, you know?
Then
And
why-
like,
why did
you
she
know,
come
like,
up
I
if she
can
didn't
totally
agree
like,
with
sorry
it?
to like keep using you, but like this is like the easiest like analogy, right? I'm sorry, Alex. I love you, I
okay.
promise.
Wonderful.
I was just
No,
like, this
no,
is just
don't
like the
worry.
easiest example.
I have a question actually. In the recent months especially, there have been a lot of protests and stuff that were, like a lot of them were created online, and I think that if we didn't have social media, a lot of them wouldn't have been possible because there wouldn't have been the word spread so fast.
I agree. Yes, these protests got really big and it's really important. But the thing that I've kind of been looking at is the people that go and take a picture and they're like, oh my God, like I'm so supportive, and like they change their profile picture, they do the Blackout Tuesday, and then a week later it gets archived. When people go with like professional grade cameras and like bring a hair and makeup team to like sit there and like pose in the middle of the street, like it's less of the movement and more of the social media.
And yeah, and I think that's also a perspective
She's
thing because I think there was
distracting
maybe
with all
one
the
or two
movement right
major
now.
influencers who were dumb enough to take a production team out there to take a picture. And I think that was for people like you guys who are anti-social media to focus, be like, wow, look at all these influencers. It's the whole entire community is just like them. And I was in New York for a couple of days, and I was in like Washington Square or something. They were passing out flyers. They're like, hey, share this on your Snapchat if you know anyone in New York. And I wasn't only in New York for like 2 days, but I posted it, and I got like, I don't know, like 40,000 people on Snapchat to watch it. And if they were in New York, they could go.
By these like performative parts, I'm not talking only influencers. Like, yes, that is a big part, and it is very troublesome when influencers do like kind of go out and like pose for like the picture rather than for the protest. But when people are kind of seeing like, oh, this is trendy, and when people have that desire to like go viral, they'll go out and they'll do it.
But
What,
here's like a
who is
scenario.
she? Who is she arguing for? I feel like she's just adding emphasis to everybody what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What if me, Alex and Alexa, we all just teamed up. We did like a charity stream and then donated to, let's just throw back to like early 2020 where there was like fires. Wouldn't California or Australia thrive from us donating?
I do agree that social media does like promote awareness and it helps change. And definitely in our society, because everyone's on social media. So if they see this and it gets spread, it's gonna make change.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I made like the log off movement, is because I saw that there was this multifaceted nature about social media, and I at least just wanted to discuss it with teens and to be like, let's figure out how to exist in a healthier way. And even though social media, we can talk about the good and the bad all day, it's just nice to be in one space and have one conversation.
I mean, yeah, technically social media did bring us here, so I guess that's like a thing. But like, hey, we don't have to talk about that.
well, good. They bust out the bando. That's about it. I'm not gonna watch anything else. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. But I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I mean, I kind of enjoyed it, and we'll be back again for something else later on. All right. Toodle-a-doo.